This is Messi's current signature model in the latest colorway. How many times does it have his name or logo on the shoe? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're counting that, 7, 1 on the insole, 8, and then 1 on the bottom, making for a grand total of 9 times. So if you're ever wearing these and someone asks you whose shoe that is, don't even answer. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Pyro Storm Pack colorway of the Adidas Nemeziz Messi 17.1, a shoe that is okay when it comes to performance, but I would argue a tad boring overall, which of course we're going to discuss in today's video, as well as take a closer look at the colorway, talk tech specs and performance, and of course take a look at how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $225 retail price. It comes with this, yet another Messi logo. Starting off with the colorway, of course this is part of the Pyro Storm Pack, but unlike the rest of the pack, these aren't solid orange and red, basically neon colors. Instead, this features a white base with that solar orange simply as an accent in the form of the Adidas stripes, the branding on the back, the little agility bandage logo right there, and then more subtle orange hits in the tips of the studs, and a little accent there on the base of the sole plate. Otherwise, the shoe is white, gray, and black, which actually looks quite good. All of the stripes in terms of the Nemeziz detailing we typically find on this model are gray against the white background, which looks quite good in person. I really like that. And then of course the Messi written out across the torsion tapes along with the Messi logos, those are all black in color to really make them pop against that white background. As a whole, I think it's a good looking shoe, but the fact that they have plastered Messi's name literally written out across the upper in giant letters really, to me, leads me to believe that Adidas is really gearing this more towards kids rather than adults. I'm personally not one of those people that would really mind wearing this, even though it says Messi written across my foot, but I know a lot of people don't like having other players' names on their feet, even if they're not professional players. It's just something that not everybody cares for. I think that's partially why most of the attention for the Nemeziz line has been on the regular variations rather than the Messi versions of the shoe, but that's just my personal opinion. As a whole, I really like this. This has been my personal favorite colorway that we've seen from the Messi signature Nemeziz model so far, but let me know your opinions down below in the comments. When it comes to performance, the Nemeziz 17.1, either the regular or the Messi variation that I'm holding here in my hands, is one of those shoes that does everything well. If you're giving a pass-fail grade across the board in every single category that you would measure the performance of a soccer cleat, it gets a pass in every single category, but it doesn't do any one thing particularly well, which is kind of what my issue is with the Nemeziz line. Now that the hype has died down a little bit from the initial launch, where obviously people were very excited about the shoe. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think this is a bad shoe. I would actually recommend it, but it has to be exactly what you're looking for. With the Messi variation, unlike the regular Nemeziz 17.1, it features Agility Knit 1.0 rather than Agility Knit 2.0, mainly in the forefoot here as well as in the heel. But in the heel, it's backed by a plastic heel counter, so that has no impact on touch whatsoever. This, however, is taken directly from the previous generation of Messi 16 models, specifically the 16.1 and of course the 16 Plus. However, I don't think it's as nice as the Agility Knit 2.0 you would get on the regular variation of the shoe. So if you like the previous generation of Messi's, which a lot of people didn't really care for them, then this technically has the exact same upper. The other modification, the only other modification you're gonna find here, is the fact that this does not have a torsion frame sole plate and technically doesn't have the same Nemeziz stud pattern. Instead, again, you get the sprint frame sole plate and stud pattern taken from the previous generation of Messi models, the 16 generation. So because it is a sprint frame, it's technically a little bit thinner. I would argue it's not quite as flexible, or doesn't flex quite as naturally as the torsion frame on the regular variation. And the studs are slightly different in shape, smaller in profile, but they're the exact same layout you're gonna find across the entire Adidas line. So the overall performance on both firm natural grass and artificial grass playing surfaces is pretty much the same. And then because it is a sprint frame rather than the torsion frame, mainly just because it's thinner plastic, it is slightly lighter than the regular Nemeziz 17.1, weighing in at 7.4 ounces in a size 9 US, making these light, but definitely not the lightest shoes that you can buy in this particular category, depending on how you want to define the Nemeziz. The rest is the same. You get the lacing system because this is the Nemeziz 17.1. The closest variation to what Messi himself actually wears, even though his is modified, it's not a true one-piece upper. It's got this kind of burrito style tongue. It's really difficult to say what exactly has been changed on his pair. Nonetheless, you do of course have the torsion tapes where Messi's name is written out across the shoe, both in the forefoot as well as in the heel ankle area. You're also going to find the agility bandages that are fairly insignificant on this particular shoe, I would argue. It's a structure element, but honestly, there's not that much of it on the 17.1. You have it here on the lateral side where the Adidas stripes are positioned. Then you have the one right here, but basically all the way across the top of the laces as well as on the medial side, it's simply this elasticated material, which is just there to fill in the gaps, basically. It's not adding any performance element because the lockdown is coming from the lacing system, which does do a fairly effective job, I would say. It's a standard low cut, although the back does come up a little bit higher than usual, and because it has this little lip piece where the liner ends, that can cause some discomfort and some chafing on the Achilles tendon. Very, very common issue when it comes to breaking in this particular model. And the insole, fully removable. I'll give you guys a quick look at that as well. It features a nice synthetic suede liner on top, some perforations, and it's a single layer of foam. Typical Adidas insole, basically. So overall, really, really good performer, really good shoe, but it doesn't do any one thing in particular really, really well. However, if you do want to learn a little bit more about the performance of the Nemeziz 17.1, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest video. I talk about everything you need to know, and you get to see the shoes in action. So if you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend checking it out. All right, so as you can see, I swapped out the stock white and gray laces for some junior length orange punch reflective SR4U replacement laces. The junior length is the perfect length for this particular shoe, given that it does have a shallow lacing system. And obviously the orange is the perfect match to the accents you find on this colorway, which just makes them pop that much more. If you are interested in a pair of SR4U replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen, as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, the Nemeziz 17.1, either the regular or the Messi variation, they're both very comfortable out of the box. There's not too much to break in. The upper feels soft, whether it's the agility knit material, the torsion tapes, or the agility bandages. None of it really has a lot of rigidity to it, which means that they don't feel stiff, which is generally what you have to break in with a brand new pair of shoes. The heel liner is really, really nice, but like I talked about earlier, this back bit does come up fairly high and it's fairly firm at the very top, and that's really where you do experience discomfort the first couple of times you wear them. It's fairly unavoidable. The only thing you can really do is put tape exactly where that lines up on the back of your heel so it doesn't lead to a blister. But if you don't do that, you probably are going to get some kind of a rubbing issue. It's very, very common. But once you get that and you let it heal, it's unlikely to happen again. So just be aware of that with pretty much any of the Nemeziz 17.1 or 17 plus variations. As far as the width is concerned, it's a snug fitting shoe, but it definitely isn't overly tight by any means. I think these will be suitable for most people. If you have really, really wide feet, don't expect these to stretch too much. But again, I don't foresee too many people having issues with the width of the Nemeziz at all. And as far as the sizing is concerned, I wear my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair, I would recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review of the Nemeziz Messi 17.1 from Adidas in the Pyro Storm Pack colorway. Again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $225 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. All my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching.